It's an absolute pleasure to be launching the Invest in Yourself journal. So there's always things that you wish you had known earlier, and that is what I try to do as a teacher for my students. So it's very important to start reading early. So I started reading. I used to read a bit of fiction, the Dan Brown, Harry Potter, and all those books earlier, but not so much in terms of non-fiction until I passed out from college. And I try to make it a point to push my students during college to start reading. Similarly, it's very important to write. So I have learned the importance of writing as well at a later stage, and I hope that my students start doing that much early. And although I have always kind of planned things, I've always had a 6 months plan that, next 6 months, these are the things I have to do. These are the 3 exams I have to take, etc. So I've always had that. And even while I've been working, I've always noted down that, in the past month, what new have I done? How was the month? Whether I've been productive or not? What are the issues I've faced? What is my learning? So even today, when I have a call with somebody very senior in the industry or so, I always make it a point to sit down with a notebook or something and write down certain things and all. And it's been relatively very unorganized earlier, but now I make it a point to write it with the name and all. So it's very important to have those thoughts organized and to take down the learnings or to have your goals and to evaluate your previous month or so. That is very important. So that is what I'm trying to do in a much more structured way through this journal, to make a commitment to write, to be accountable. So for example, when you're looking at somebody, recommending 10 shares, so they'll end up recommending 10 shares, and out of which, if 2 stocks go up, they will only think about the 2 stocks that they could have bought and they could have made money, but they would not look at those 8 stocks. So that is why when people are into trading and investments, it's very important that you write down the 10 stocks or whatever decision or whatever recommendation you have, so that you can, in a very unbiased manner, go back to those recommendations and all and check what was your strike rate, what was your accuracy rate. And Twitter is full of that, where they'll have some tweet and they'll retweet some old tweet of theirs if their forecast comes true. And about the 20,000 other things that they have forecasted incorrectly, that does not show up anywhere. So as human beings, we are biased. So it's very important to write, to be accountable, to introspect and understand, what we actually enjoy, what we actually like. So have that alignment of goals is very important. That is what we need to do. So what happened was, during 2020 March, that was during the COVID lockdown, I ended up writing a lot of my thoughts, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year goals, etc. And a lot of other things. I was just trying to have a brain dump done about my thoughts, and everything was trying to organize my thoughts. So I was actually writing it properly in a more structured manner in a Word file and all. And I forgot about that file altogether. After 2 years, when I stumbled upon that file while cleaning up my desktop, and I saw that 40 to 50% of my 1 year goals had not been met. And I did not even realize it until 2022. So that got me thinking that we need to be very accountable for the goals that we have. We need to write down, we need to have a proper assessment at the end of the year in terms of whether we've achieved the goals or not. So I have been writing. I have not been doing it in a very structured, organized way, but I've been doing that. So every month or 2 months, I'm definitely sitting down with myself and writing and scribbling my thoughts as to, what went wrong last couple of months, what did I do right, and whether I've been productive, whether it was a good month, bad month, what do I need to do in order to change. So I try doing that. For example, August, September 2022, I realized that my discipline was not good. I was traveling a bit too much. There were 4 trips, work, etc. But because of that, my timing was off in terms of my routine, my discipline, and my output was kind of suffering a bit because I was having very extensive work when I was out of Kolkata. So I realized that no, I need to change. I need to have 2 months where I'm actually not traveling and I'm doing my thinking. So you need to always evaluate. And also you need to have a macro view, because we are very occupied with the day-to-day activities that we fail to somehow zoom out and see what is going on and how we are progressing and all. So that is why writing is very important. It's very important to declutter your thought process, to organize your thoughts, to put it down, to be actually accountable. So that's when the idea came in. And I've been reading so many books over the last many years. Actually, I don't think so many books. I think I'm still not reading enough, but any which ways. So putting all of that together, and something that I wanted to make for myself and for my students. So I learned the importance of writing later. So I wish my students at least learn that habit much early. That is what I always look at doing, that, the things that I learned the hard way or I learned later in my life, in my career, my students are able to get all of that and get a leap, a head start in their career. So that is what got me making into this journal. So basically, we've got this journal divided into 4 sections. So one is we start with our goals, financial goals, career goals, health goals, etc. You need to actually know what you want, evaluate regularly at regular intervals whether you're achieving those goals, not achieving those goals, how do you achieve those goals, what is going wrong, what is going right on your path to achieving your goals, why do you want those goals. That gets me to the second section, introspection. You need to understand yourself in order to understand your goals and in order to understand what will actually make you happy and what will make you successful as well. So that is introspection. Third is we learn a lot of things from books and from people around, from our mentors, etc. But a lot of times we end up not writing it down. So say for example, if somebody gave me an advice 3 years earlier, 3 years back, I do not have that written anywhere. So I was going through this book, Tools of Titan Ferriss, and he mentioned wherein he was sitting down with he was doing a lot of podcasts, etc., I believe, and he sat down with all of his notes and everything for a couple of months. He kind of took off to organize his thoughts and notes and everything, and the outcome was that book, Tools of Titan. So you do not have access to those learnings because you're probably not noting down, and if you are, you're kind of scribbling it away. And I'm not looking at writing book summary or something over here, but the actionable points that you need to apply to your life. So that is what the section learnings is all about. And when we're looking at the life planner, what happens is that we very seldom zoom out and see the bigger picture. So we are so engrossed in the day-to-day activities and clearing our checklist and to-dos and everything that we end up not realizing how things are supposed to be going in the long term. So having a very macro view of the month, of the year, to understand what I'm looking forward to in terms of achieving and how is my day-to-day connecting to my long-term goals. So that is the planning, the long-term planning that comes in, and that is what we have in the life planner section. So these 4 sections have been divided into more than 40 subheads. So let me explain how to use this book. So firstly, this Invest in Yourself journal is not supposed to be a task for you. So whenever you are sitting by yourself, you're cluttered with your thoughts, you are confused about something. So whenever, try to find that kind of time frame at least once a week in the beginning. Take maximum 45 minutes, 1 hour, where you're just sitting by yourself and writing down your thoughts, and do that for a couple of months or a few months at least, because you're kind of organizing your thoughts for the first time. And then after a few months, you're more organized with your thought process, you have a better understanding, and then you can just get back to the journal maybe once in 2 weeks. And then later on, if you want, you can just go through it once a month or once in 2 weeks, and you don't have to go through it as such. You just kind of enter your thoughts and put down your thoughts with that frequency. It's not a daily journal where you have to write in it daily, very long term, and you use this one journal over a 3-year period. And after 3 years, you have something, and obviously do not discard it. I mean, you've put in all your thoughts, all your advices, all your goals, plans, etc., that you're obviously putting into action. So you are going to be using the same one single journal over a 3-year period. It's more about introspection. It's not about the feel good about yourself and all of that. It's simply a very good reality check, the harsh truth about you, to understand yourself, to understand your goals, to align them together. And so very simple. There's no particular order that you have to follow when you're going through the sections. So with respect to the goals and introspection section is basically what you fill up whenever you have thoughts, whenever you want to sit by yourself and just, write down your thoughts. You can absolutely fill in any order, whichever page, whenever you feel like. The learnings page is basically when you read a book, when you're talking to a mentor, where you're getting some advice from anywhere, and that's an actionable point in your life, something that you want to follow regularly, then you put that into learning. So that is going to happen as and when and how you grow. And with the life planner section is you visit it on a monthly basis. So every month you need to see what my last month was and how my next month is supposed to be. So on a monthly basis, you just need to sit with that section. You do not have to go through this journal on a daily basis. Maybe 5 years, 7 years later, you want to probably go through it, flip through the pages and understand what all you had learned in these 3 years. What are the things you're still doing and what are the things you are not doing right now? Right? So I'll show you a few sample pages. Try to use multicolor pens and all. It becomes very easy to read, and it's very important to organize your thoughts. It's not childish. Even when I'm studying for my classes and making notes and everything, I make it a point to use different color or something, because it's very easy to absorb. It's very easy to understand. It's very easy to think when I have all my thoughts in front of me written, organized properly. So say for example, I really like this page where I want to check what my current schedule is like, and I want to also check what my target schedule is supposed to be. So unfortunately right now I'm always waking up and checking my phone, and I want to change that habit. I want to wake up a bit earlier, and I want to do half an hour of reading. I want to do the chunk of reading in the evening as well, but I want to start with a half an hour of reading the Gita, and then I want to start with the most important and difficult task or irritating tasks of the day, especially something that requires deep work in the first 2.5, 3 hours of the morning, and then check my phone, because any which ways, whoever I'm going to be reverting to is not requiring anything urgently before 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. in the morning. So that is how I would want to ideally start my day. And I would want to write this in pencil so that I can keep on editing this regularly. So feel free to write something in a pencil or so, which you think you want to keep on checking, because obviously my current schedule might also change, and I would want to be as consistent as possible and evaluate my schedule on a recurring basis. And in order to do so, I'm going to be writing down those thoughts as to how do I achieve my target schedule. So at the bottom of the page, you will find the instructions given. So one, I would admit, is not taking the phone to the bathroom. So if I stop doing that, I think I will be able to refrain myself from using the phone early in the morning. This is another favorite page of mine, Human Portfolio. So basically, you are the sum total of the books you read, the people you surround yourself with, and the content you consume. So I want to be very, very careful and cognizant of what I'm absorbing from around me. So the people that I spend most time with. So who are these people? How am I related to them? If you want, you can write. And most importantly, what is their impact in life? So I'm not asking you to change the people that you're surrounded with, but be very careful as to what you're absorbing and from whom. Say, for example, I have a friend of mine and he is into a little bit of a trading, and I want to talk about, I do not want to absorb that habit of his. And actually, when I end up talking to him, I get a little attracted towards that. So it becomes very important for me to be very aware that this is not something I want to absorb from him. He is trading, his life and situation is different. Mine is different. I want to focus 100% on my work and only be involved into long-term investments, right? So I need to make sure that I'm talking to him about everything else, but not this. So you have to get very careful in terms of, what habits you're absorbing. I actually ended up taking Zomato's shares for a 2-month horizon, just because I was discussing that with him. But then I realized that I do not want to do short-term bets or anything in the market at all, not even for 1 or 2 stocks. I just want to focus 100% on the work that I have in hand and the things that I want to do, and make sure to do a lot of long-term investments, but not short-term trading bets. So you have to be very careful as to, what you're absorbing from the people around. There's another friend of mine, for example, and I would love to read and write like him, but at the same time, I do not want to take his spending habits. So you have to be very clear in terms of, what topics to talk about and how is somebody influencing you and what areas you want to get influenced and what areas you want to not get influenced. So you have to be very aware about it. So I'm very clear about the things I like and the things I don't like, and I don't have to impress anybody else. So I've seen people spending and, planning a party for 20, 30 days and putting in that much time and effort and everything and treat it as a task. But I have planned, I think, 2 parties till now. So one was a 10-year reunion, and it took me barely like 20, 25 minutes to get the entire thing, the place, menu, everything done. So I know how much time I want to spend on what and how. It's not that I would plan it incorrectly, but a 95% level planning is fine. For that 5%, I don't need to spend that kind of time. So people don't understand that. For example, I do not enjoy when we are out with 20 friends together in a large group. I'm very happy with 3, 4, maximum 5 people at a time, including me. So 5 is including me, because there's good quality conversation that happens. So have a very clear understanding of what you like, what you dislike. And so, for example, I enjoy taking my team out or my students out. There's a lot of good street food in Kolkata, breakfast places particularly. So I enjoy doing that. And I love to go for puchka, pani puri and all of that. As against, eating in a 5-star hotel until unless my brother-in-law is paying. So be very, very clear in terms of, what makes you actually happy and what are the things you want to enjoy. Because I don't enjoy the kind of taste that you get in the hotels and all. I enjoy the restaurants, the cafes and the roadside street food and all. It depends obviously also on the location where I'm in. See, EQ is very, very important. And while I was in college, I remember I was extremely, extremely moody. Today, I am much, much better with that. Of course, I know that if I'm in a classroom, I'm in a training, I'm in my office, I am in a good mood at that point of time because I am mentally prepared. You have to have that self-control, that control over your thoughts, your mind, etc., to be that way. But with respect to social events, so if I am going very willingly and I can be the most energetic, entertaining person, but if I do not want to and I'm just going for the sake of it, which is very rarely, let me tell you that, I'm just going to be by myself. And especially if there's loud music, I'm out. So either I'm dancing or I'm not talking because I cannot shout and talk loudly. But if I feel like and if I go with that thought process to a party or something, I'm just having an absolutely amazing time and enjoying with everybody and all. So, future, I would like to have a great and energetic mood every single time. So that is what I would want to. So understand how your thought process, your personality is evolving, changing for the better, of course, and what are the areas and how you want to take it forward.